This is Talk to Kedi, sharing knowledge, liberating minds. Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us on another exciting edition of your number one educational online broadcast, Talk to Kedi. In this edition, we'll be talking about providing value beyond selling in network marketing. Providing value beyond selling in network marketing. Does that sound familiar? So today we'll be talking about other things you can provide your customers. Other things you can provide your customers beyond just selling to them. Sit back, relax, and let's do this together. My name is Sarah Adinowo, welcoming you to another beautiful edition. So this is the best time to share this link with everyone you know. Tell them it is time for Talk to Kedi. It is time to learn. To do justice to this important topic today, I have in the studio with me one of our directors in this business. He is one of our honorary lecturers. He's a life coach, a very eloquent speaker, a multiple award-winning distributor, the owner of Kedi Service Center 163 located in Lagos, and of course, a true super achiever. I can actually go on and on and on, but because of time, let me stop at that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me today to Talk to Kedi, Mr. Franklin Nwabueze Nsirimobi. Thank you for coming, sir. I mean, when last were you here? 2023? Thereabout. So we are honored to have you here today because I won't even let you go until you do justice to all the questions we received today. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions with regards to the topic or any other question for Mr. Nsirimobi, please, this is the best time to start sending them in so that I can do justice to one of them before he leaves the studio today. In case you are tuning in for the first time, this is Talk to Kedi, where we share knowledge and liberate minds. This broadcast comes your way fortnightly from the stable of Kedi Healthcare Industries Nigeria Limited, a leading provider of quality healthcare products and services in Nigeria. You want to know more about us? You want to know who we are? You want to know what we do? You want to know how our offerings can benefit you? Please, this podcast is your surest platform. Stay tuned fortnightly. Now, let's get back to the business of the day. Providing value beyond selling in network marketing. As a network marketer, let's even start with that question. Do you believe that there are more things you can provide, more benefits you can provide your customers beyond just selling the business and the products to them? Do you believe that? That's the first thing, because you first have to believe, you first have to know that before we now begin to explain what are those other things you can do for your customers beyond just selling Goldie 6 and marginal capsule to them. So those are the things we are here to talk about. Many of you may be shocked as to, okay, is it possible? All I know is that I'm supposed to introduce the products to them and then tell them about the business opportunities. What other thing am I supposed to do for them? Okay, so those are the things you will be finding out in the next few minutes. But let me run you through these interesting statistics that I stumbled on while preparing for this edition. According to the Direct Selling Association, over 60% of consumers prefer to buy from brands that offer valuable insights and solutions rather than just effective products. Okay, you get that. Now, another research from HubSpot, it shows that 81% of buyers are more likely to engage with brands that provide educational content and quality after-sales service. So beyond the products, beyond the business opportunity, customers actually want more. So what more do you have to offer? Stay back and let's do this together. Don't forget that you can be part of the conversation, okay? You can share your opinions. If you have questions, this is the best time. The comment section is open. It's called Talk to Kedi for a reason. As soon as you tune in, make use of the comment section and talk to Kedi. All right. Mr. Nsirimobi, are you ready, sir?
As always.
All right. Providing value beyond selling in network marketing. So my first question, sir, without mixing words, could you please tell us what it means to provide value beyond selling in network and how important is it in this business?
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for having me. My name is Franklin, as you rightly put it. You see, value, selling products is, let's get it from the definition of sales.
Exactly, sir.
Exchange of commodity or an item for money is simply sales. Or you can, in other words, say transfer of ownership of commodity or product for money. Now that is simply sales. It means with this, it then means that one can sell anything. You can sell a product that doesn't have the expected value. There are people who can sell a rotten product, and that was not the intention of the buyer to buy. So that makes it go beyond sales to the value just asked. You see, for every customer that is paying for a product, what that customer is actually paying for is value.
Sure.
And now, value is simply the worth or the benefits or usefulness of a product or commodity. It could even be service. But let's restrict it to product of KD, which is why I am here. You see, when a customer buys or pays money for a product, the expectation from the customer is that those benefits and usefulness that were projected before such a customer parts with his or her money will be met. If I'm to buy a product from you now, those things you have enlisted, those things you have been able to convince me about, that made me part with my money. I expect that those things I will get those benefits. So once those things are fulfilled, then value has been added to the product. Now, the second phase of your question is how that can benefit the seller. You see, for every good product that is being sold, which means that really met with the expected value, that value leads to satisfaction. And you see, it is that satisfaction that guarantees repeat patronage. And remember, we are talking about sustainability. Because as a salesperson or somebody who sells products, your mindset is to remain in business. Your mindset is to remain in business. That is the mentality. Now, if a sale does not lead to repeat patronage, then you're not progressing. So that is why, as a salesman or a woman, you must always understand and have this at the back of your mind, that customers' satisfaction is the basis for your sales if you must remain in business. So, in adding value in a nutshell, you must ensure that whatever you have projected as the benefit of that product is being met, that the customer is satisfied with it. So if that satisfaction is guaranteed, like I said, you're sure that the customer will come back for another product. And with that repeat patronage, you remain in the business, and that business will be sustained.
Exactly. And even lead to referral.
Yes, of course.
Exactly. So this is Talk to Kedi, where we share knowledge and liberate minds. Our topic for today, is providing value beyond selling in network marketing. As a network marketer, how can you provide value beyond just selling the products and selling the business opportunity to your prospects? We still have Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi in the studio, and he is doing justice to the topic. So my second question, sir, apart from selling products, okay, and the business opportunities to people, say, come and join Kedi. Kedi is good. Kedi is great. Kedi is excellent. Kedi can do this and do that. Go this, this, and apart from selling the products and the business opportunity, what other value can Kedi distributors offer their prospects or customers?
Now, that other question will bring me to what I call follow up.
Okay.
You see, a follow up in the kind of business or a salesperson guarantees sustenance of the customer. Follow up here, I mean going beyond the value you have given to the customer.
Okay.
It could come in the form of personalized consultation. It could come in the form of trying to model the lifestyle of your clients or customer. You see, there are some customers that may not necessarily be educated, but they are sick. Sickness does not come to only those that are educated. Now, that is where your expert product knowledge comes in. That is where your very deep knowledge about the product comes in. You consult. You try to open the scope of the product knowledge. You try to dissect. You try to open up the understanding of your product, even diving into your client's health challenges. So try to make your client understand more about what he or she is facing with regards to what your product can solve. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So these are the things you do that comes in form of follow-up. For instance, you can send things like health tips. I see people who have customers that will be sending political articles and religious whatever. Those things are, if you ask me, these are distractions and will not help what you want to achieve. So you must model whatever you're sending to align with the need of your customer. Your customer may be having issues with it could be issues that borders on the psychology of your clients. You that is an expert should be able to narrow and simplify and make it more understandable to your clients. When you do that, you keep your clients to yourself. Remember that you're not the only person who is a salesperson. So that additional value you add will make you have so much value to a point that it will be difficult for you to be disposed. Your customer, that increases your value to your customer to hold you, and to keep furnishing you with information. And at the end, that will guarantee sales of product, because same person that is a customer will refer you to other persons, because the person is satisfied that this person is an expert and this person has what it takes to take care of his or her problem health-wise. So in answering your question directly, follow-up is what you should do. Remember, I talked about adding value, which is ensuring that those things that we are the way the products were packaged. I'm talking about the presentation, the sales pitch, as we put it, your ability to make presentation and convince your buyer to get that product does not necessarily mean that you can keep the customer. Because if the customer does not, at the end, have value for the product you have sold, all those stories and presentation you made ends at that point of sales. Repeat patronage cannot be guaranteed.
Okay, so let me pick you up from that. So oftentimes we hear distributors say people just buy from me the first time and they don't come back. They go to another person to buy the next time. What could be responsible?
Now, you see, in such instance, you can introduce, for instance, our, let's say, Golden 6 or Revive, any of our wonderful products to the customer, only for the customer to buy from the other person that has introduced the same product that he refused to buy from you. That is in rephrasing your question.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, there must be something that you did not do that the later person did that convince that person. Now, remember, like I said, the customer must gauge the value you're giving him or her to see if it equals the money he or she is going to part with.
Correct.
That is why somebody who could buy a shoe worth, for instance, 200,000 naira, the same person can be presented with a shoe of 20,000 naira that looks almost like the other, and he will not buy. Now you say, this man is a poor person. No, it is because you have not been able to project the worth of that commodity you're trying to sell for that customer to believe that the 200,000 naira you're asking, that your product is worth it.
Exactly.
That is why some persons will tell you that, look, I don't know how I ended up buying this shirt. Sometimes I will tell my wife, I bought this shirt, I bought this, and I never made plans to buy such shirt. How did that end up? Something must have happened because I've been seeing shirts I didn't buy. Why did I buy it?
This one.
There must have been a very articulate way the person presented and made me see value that is worth that why that I parted. So, in other words, if as a salesperson you are not good at projecting the value of your product, you will find it difficult to sell it to a customer. So having a good product is different from your ability to sell it. That is where that sales pitch comes in. Your ability to articulate the benefits of a product, the worth, the usefulness, and also the ability to convey such. Because these are two things. You may have the knowledge.
Yes.
So you still have your product, you don't sell it.
Yeah.
You have the knowledge. You know, it is common with some networkers. You see a networker who can talk about a product fantastically. But you see, that same person will find it difficult to sell such products. Why? It is because two things. One is that the person has, an appreciable level of knowledge about the product. That is one thing. The ability to pass that knowledge to the other person, for the person to be able to understand it, is a different one thing. So you may have, that is why somebody can sell a worthless product. I'm not referring to any product, I'm talking about any other thing.
Yes.
You see some persons who say, this product I bought is fake. For instance, if you come to my office at 67 and 100, in front of my office, you see people who sell phones. They put this cassava, locally named apple. They put it in. They are always there. They put it on. They put it in the phone, package it and cover it, and people will buy.
Buy fufu.
Yes, call it fufu phone. It's always in the file. Like, come to my office. Always say, come on. So what must have happened? It is not that that person does not know that they sell such phone at the computer village. There must be something that would have been said to this person. So you can also sell a bad product. So that is why I said that every product that has value, in fact, every good product is supposed to have value. Like I said, why I'm very specific on this is because I also want you to understand that it's not every product that has good value. But every good product is supposed to have value. Now, when I say value, something that adds to the satisfaction of the client. You know what I'm saying? So, if you are good at projecting those values to the customer, the chances of you selling is higher than that person that knows about the product but lacks the skill to project it. That is, in a nutshell, the difference between the person who sells and the other person who cannot sell. Even though both of them may have knowledge about the product, the other person lacks the skill to communicate. There are people who you buy a product from and without necessarily understanding what the person said. It could be in the form of body language. It could be because when I talk about sales, all these things have to do with branding too. Because people buy your look before the actual physical product. Let me take you to a very common instance here. When you go to a place, a restaurant, or you see somebody who bought product and food, particularly ladies, there is that possibility that what will inform your decision to patronize that lady's food first will come from how she dressed. is it likely that this lady is somebody who gives details to hygiene? Or she look like somebody who is careless? Because this is something you're eating.
True.
So you first assess that lady, because you don't have the opportunity of testing the food to know if it is delicious or not. That is a secondary thing. The first is that you must first assess, then that now leads to you patronizing that food. Whether that food tastes nice or not is a different ballgame. But first, her look is what must have informed your decision to first, go to patronize that food. So in a nutshell, too, when you are selling products, you are not only selling the physical product, you sell yourself first. Now, if you go to the mechanic village, you don't expect the person who is coming to fix your car to come with a tie and suit. In fact, the more dirty they look, the better you think this person must be a good mechanic. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
But the same person that will dress that way cannot sell any product to you. The contexts are different.
Okay, so sir, you still need to come back. It's not even my third question, it's still in this second question. So you will need to react to this statement, which says, as a distributor or as a networker, you are first a brand.
That's true.
You are first a brand. Okay, fine, you're selling credit products, you are introducing credit business to people, but you are first a brand. People buy you first.
Before the physical product.
Okay, so can you share a few of those skills with us? Because you kept hammering on you must have those skills to be able to project the knowledge. Number one, first, sir. Some people don't have that knowledge first.
It's a problem if you don't
That
have
is first a problem. Some people, sir, cannot prescribe correctly.
You see, the point here is that a lot of us don't understand or appreciate the fact that network industry is professional.
That's very true.
A lot of persons think that it's a by the way kind of. It's a professional business that you need to learn the skills. There is skill to it. This is my over 18 years in this business. You can't compare my understanding and knowledge about this industry with when I started. Let me let you know something. When I first, in trying to address what you raised, when I first started this business, I was so poor, and this story is story I've been repeating, that I couldn't afford money to get myself registered.
Wow.
I have to make borrow of the money and get them for. Thank God I'm here now, and thank God to KEDI. Now, I understood without necessarily attending any seminar that how you look determines how, in fact, how you look is the first sales you are presenting before the physical product. You sell yourself first. Now look at what happened. When I started KEDI, because I was a novice, I've not done another network before. The first money I started making in KEDI, do you know what I did? Because, like I said, I was so poor that I didn't even have a shoe. I didn't have anything. You see me, know that obvious that this young man is poor. I went to the Bendan Select Market. I used to go to the one in Yaba. What's that one? That's Bendan Select in Yaba. Yaba Bendan Select Market. That's one there. And the one in around Bulegba. I can't really remember the name. Those were the areas I go to buy Bendan Select, what we call Africa. Why? What informed that decision? I understood this thing from onset that people buy you first before they. So I decided to package my look. Now I look great because if you look untidy when presenting products, you look desperate. Have you seen? There are some persons who promote a particular network. I don't want to mention it. You see them all over the place. Some young boys and young girls. Even by 10, 11 p.m. You see them handbags, come to beg. Sometimes they come in form of trying to introduce a particular product. And when you are not convinced or you don't want to, you don't want to buy, they now start begging you for aid, money or whatever. Now, before they even start begging you, even while they were presenting their product, because of their appearance,
Exactly.
your first impression as the person they are talking to is that this person is a beggar, because that looks project that person as a desperate person who is looking for immediate money to feed for that moment.
Exactly.
He looks hungry. But you see, look at how you're dressed. You can hardly present a product to anybody the way you're dressed, and the person will not listen to you. First, you would have been able to erase that mindset that you're desperate. Because the way you look shows that you can feed yourself.
Sure.
But if you look untidy, it means that you don't even have money to keep yourself right. So your looks also communicates back to the customer. So you must understand this and look nice. Because like I said, once you look, biblically also they said looking good is good business. It's an old saying, and I so much believe in that. Looking good is good business. So right from when I started, with the little money I was making from KD, because I couldn't afford a good quality new. So I went for something that is also good, but not as expensive. So low quality. But do you know the funny thing about this? A lot of persons that will see me dress that will think that I'm expensive. Because I pay attention to details. I starch it, I iron it. In fact, to the point I was wearing was Tokumbo Kreka, even to the point. Because I couldn't afford those things. My belt, my shoe, everything, Okereka. But you see, I was able to achieve the aim, which is to look good. And it helped me. That was how I found myself here. Because I remember in some instances where I would go to some companies where I would go to present KD products. These are managers, these are people who have junior staffs that pay them with that. Yes, but you know the funny thing? By the time I get to that place and I'm done, they will carry my bag or carry whatever I have with them, escorting me to a car that I don't have. What gave them that impression that I have a car is because of the brand, how I have packaged myself. So it's important you don't look down on that. How you dress also aids your ability to sell your products. So how you dress is very fundamental.
That's deep. How you dress is fundamental as a network marketer. Don't look down.
You are dressed the way you dress.
This is Dr. Kelly, and the topic is providing value beyond selling in network marketing. Providing value beyond selling in network marketing. And we still have Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi in the studio. All right, if you have questions, please, the comment section is open. Make do, please. Send all your questions. If you want to contribute, please feel free. The comment section is open. So my next questions are, so you have shared a few, let's see, what are the practical ways in which network marketers can provide value to their customers?
This question will come as an extension to what I was saying. You see, to be more practical. There are people who value good relationship. I'm talking about the sentiment that is associated with doing business. You see, I've seen a distributor, for instance, that left an upline to another person. Now, that was an issue because KD don't allow that. But when this issue came up, when I asked why are you trying to move or register, her explanation to me was that this person she is going to and is very close and is interested in her well-being. Now, that informs why I have just said that it goes beyond buying and selling. There is this, emotional aspect to the business. Now, that woman was attracted to the second distributor, according to her, when she has issues that borders on maybe could be rent, or marital, whatever, or whatever, and she calls on this upline, this new person, that this new person, comes in swiftly, not necessarily giving money,
Okay.
but some kind of very rich advice, because sometimes these persons like that woman may not be very grounded in terms of knowledge to take decision. But you see, this upline is more informed, more exposed. So that guidance, this woman appreciated it so much that she was working towards aligning with this person. So what is her issue with the other person? That other person doesn't care, doesn't even call her. Doesn't even call her. So her interpretation of that upline not calling her is that the upline doesn't care. But it is not necessary that the upline doesn't care. But just that upline does not understand that in network marketing there is an emotion aspect to it. It's not just like PV. Everything comes. Let me tell you something. There is the kind of relationship we share beyond being upline, downline in a network that will restrict you from taking some certain decisions that you think that will hurt my feelings. Now you're considering my feelings, not the business.
Sure.
How I feel is more important to you. Why are you feeling that way? Because you cherish my relationship with you.
Sure.
That is where you win people's confidence. That is where you win people's. Where you can. I say you win people's trust, and so on. So beyond our network, normal network, buying behavior and listening, you must go beyond that to establishing and bonding, because you are like a family. The business I've been doing for over 18 years. The child that was born the day I already started an adult now. So you must, but I must also say that you as the upline shouldn't turn yourself as a slave to your downline.
Okay, that's the balance.
You don't go to a place where you're not needed. Some people are very erratic. Your downline says you are a useless man, you are this, you're that. Don't go kneeling down because you want to make men. Please, no. Yes. So you know what I'm saying? So for those people who you see that are genuinely in need of that kind of counseling, give it to them. It keeps them in the business. But there are people you cannot do anything about. They are just like that, and you can't tame them. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, and you must be selfless in achieving this. Let me tell you something. And that has been my mentality right from the day I started this business. I've always believed that for you to succeed in network, some people may misinterpret what I'm about to say now. But they say that if you must be successful in network business, your downlines. Now I'm leaving customers now coming to the business. I'll still go back to customers. Your downlines, but I'm using this down to the network so you can understand what I'm doing. That your downlines must see you or perceive you as a Father Christmas. You know what a Father Christmas is? Father Christmas is someone who is selfless, interested in other persons, giving, not minded. But really, you are not a Father Christmas. You're playing to the rule of the business that you first give before you get. And people who are always perceived as Father Christmas are always successful in the business. Wow. How do you Father Christmas in this business? That is the selflessness I'm talking about. You call, you don't say, how will I use this my credit to call my downline? You call. How are you doing? Fine. How is your family? Fine. Are the children going to school yet? Okay. What about your husband? Okay. So before you now come into the business. So how far have you been? Like, what is the point you have done? What is it? Now, the person you are saying these things to believes that you are interested in her development in the business, not you. Don't you know what is holding you from moving to the next level? You ought to have moved to the next level. Oh, see, this place, this thing you bought here is 249.5. That cannot take you to star 3 and will make you get to star 4 with 3 legs to end. Okay, go and get, even if it's in how that can, Now you are not telling it is against when you are telling the person, why haven't you bought products? Because I'm supposed to, I have not earned enough. Go and get products. Go and sell your this thing. Go and sell your shoe. Go and sell that. I've seen a lot of instances where I've told persons that, look, you don't need to sell this. You don't need to sell that. No. In fact, sometimes I tell people, but that is how I see it. That is my understanding of how I should do my own business. I used to tell my downlines that you must not pay for a very expensive form. Spend so much money for you to make it in a seminar. Because some persons, when they attend seminars, they say we are AC, we are all those things. Those who are paying for such a place can afford it. I can do that now.
Yeah.
But you, as a beginner, I won't want to encourage you to do that. There is time for everything. I will tell you, look, even if it's in the secondary, if it's in the church, even in the market, where you can just get some kind of plastic chairs, it doesn't matter. Tell them, I will come. I am not getting transport. I will come, pay my transport. Sometimes, even when I come there, I was okay, I am going to buy them snacks or whatever from my pocket.
Wow.
Now, I am doing this because I want to ensure that you spend less and maximize gain.
Okay.
Because the moment you begin to enjoy and see it this way, you see it as a lifeline and not something that has come to drain you of your hard-earned money. Where I ask you to go and sell your wrapper, sell your jewelry. No. So selflessness is the key to progress in the business. I don't know if I addressed you.
Yes, very well, sir. So quickly, let's go to common mistakes. Okay, you touched a bit on it earlier, so we just run through it now. What are the common mistakes network marketers make when trying to provide value?
Now, I used to tell people too, and that is my belief, of being real. You see, in making presentation, don't try to take advantage of people's ignorance or vulnerability. Somebody who is ignorant today must not necessarily be ignorant tomorrow. So when you mess up at the stage of that person's ignorance, when he comes to be aware, he will no longer trust you. So why hyping? Why exaggerating? Because at the end, it will put pressure on you.
Yeah.
It will put pressure on you. Now, it's a basic mistake. Be real. Present it the way the company has it. If the company wants you to exaggerate, they would have done that first in their book or in their presentation before giving you. Yes. But they gave you the way. Present it. You don't need that salesman at the company. So present it that way, so that whatever information you have given to that person will be consistent with whatever the person will be experiencing as the person goes on in the business. That can win you confidence and trust. That is one. Then I first talked about being real, not over. Then secondly is dabbling into a product presentation that you have barely any good knowledge about. You don't know about the product. You've not read, you've not attended, you've not known anything about that product. Why are you going to sell that product to the customer? Some customers are more knowledgeable because they've made some researches. You can meet even a doctor, somebody in a health something that understands our body or his body. And when you are presenting product, the person asks you questions based on what the person knows and how that thing will work or respond to the body. And that will hit you off balance. And at the point you will look stupid. And you can never have that person's confidence. So, which also brings me to what I just said about one's authority over a product. When you know your onion, when you have very grounded knowledge about the product, selling it is like pure water. It's like a command. That person does not have provision for that product. But before he knew it, he had already paid for it. Because you made that person feel as if, not by coerciveness, but by persuasion, You make the person feel that, look, this is your last opportunity, and you will grab it. You get what I'm saying? And it is by, conveying what that person wants to know. Proving to that person that you understand his or her situation. That's why that thing is explaining to you, you understand it very, very well. When you show understanding, which comes in the forms of feedback, a lot of persons will meet a client, they keep talking, you talk, but you don't listen. And at the end, you miss it. Because the person's issues is A, you are addressing B, and you get the person more confused. The person will not buy. But if you are a good listener that understands the power of feedback, even when you ask, even when you say something, you're saying something will come in form of, trying to probe the person to kind of make the person say something so that I can get certain info. You want to read the person's mind. From that feedback, by the time you begin to talk, the person, it will look as if, is this person, how did he know how I'm feeling? It is because with your expert knowledge about the product and how it relates to body, you have understood that if somebody is having so complaint, there is a possibility that this one will be a follow-up to the challenge health-wise. The moment you begin to analyze that thing, the person will say, wow, the person say, are you a doctor? You say, no, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a trained consultant with this company's product. So you know so much about it. The person is impressed.
Exactly.
That money the person is keeping for something else, the person will buy those products. And you don't take advantage of the fact that you can talk that well. You must also ensure that your product addresses that challenge. Because if it does not, you have not added value.
Sure.
And repeat effectiveness cannot be guaranteed.
Exactly. All right, sir. So using yourself as an example quickly, share with us a few examples of times you have provided value to your customers.
Sarah, please permit me to use my wife.
Okay, sir.
Do I have why I choose to use my wife is because hers is
profound.
Yes, unique and it's very thrilling. There was a day, though it's not very recent, right? There was a day I was in the office with a client. We were discussing. A woman came into my office and walked towards my wife. So I was still discussing with my client, and that after a point, the lady went down. I only realized that my wife was trying to direct her of a lab for a test. I didn't really pay attention to what we were discussing, but I just felt like a normal customer, coming and not asking questions. After some few minutes, I saw somebody who bashed my door and just went straight to my wife, knelt down with the two hands up with a paper and was calling God, praising God, saying, God, you did this, you did that. My wife, who have an idea of what could have happened, now got the paper from the lady and read and now made and said, oh, thank God, at last you are pregnant. That was when I was called my attention. What is happening here? Why is this lady moving down? And I don't know my wife as a prophetess. So now my wife started giving me the information. I was touched. This lady have been the husband have been in overseas for a very long time, and she has been having this challenge. She has been having this challenge of conception for a very long time. And in fact, to a point that so much money was paid to a doctor that is what do they call this doctor, that takes care of that into conception. I remember the name. So a lot of money has been paid, and a lot of places they have gone to for tests and all those scans and all those things, until an auntie in Nigeria that have used KD product before now called the attention of the girl. I say, why not use this product of KD And the wife asked, Kedi, what is Kedi? He said, no, this is a product I've used before. And the product is powerful. I have recommended it to some of my friends who have also used the product. It's wonderful. Since you have used all these orthodox and all these gynecology, so since you have used all these products and nothing is happening, you don't lose anything if you try Kedi product. Reluctantly, because this girl is young, married for some years now, and she's not, conceiving. Reluctantly, because she's also desperate to conceive because a new marriage. She came back to Nigeria. With the auntie's direction, she found her way to my office. So that was how she came for consultation. It was my wife she met. So because she has run tests, so her issue is already there started. We don't need to run tests because it's there. So my wife looked at it and recommended the KD products. I think Golden Seeds was there, Ghana Farm, and I think Pressure, and I don't remember other products. Was given. So the lady paid and was very reluctant in even taking it. But the auntie forced her that you have paid. You don't lose anything if you take it. If it doesn't work, it is the same thing like other ones you paid for. That didn't work, so you don't lose anything. So reluctantly, she was on that KD product. So she was taking it, and my wife was calling, make sure you're taking it, make sure you're taking it. So when she exhausted that particular one, she now came back to get another. So when she came to get another, my wife asked her when last, because she said she's feeling somehow. So my wife asked her what is the feeling? She said she has not seen her period. And my wife asked her when last did you see? She said for a very long time now, over some years I've been seeing my period. So now you stop seeing your period. She said yes. My wife now engaged the computer test on her, and there was a signal that pointed to pregnancy. So in trying to confirm the shock, my wife now directed her that she should go and run the test for pregnancy. So she was so reluctant. She said, why would my wife should give her product, let her continue? My wife said no. She said that she doesn't want to go and run tests because that is how she be having dashed hope. She has been going for tests. Whenever she goes for tests, it's negative. That she doesn't want that kind of, let her just be taking the product until whatever. My wife insisted that if you don't go for that test, I will not sell that product. So that was how, because my wife was convinced that there's a signal from the test that she did for her. So when she was asking, my wife said, we have 3 places here where I can run test laboratories. This is that. Any of this, anywhere you like to go. So now she went to the one that she chose. So that was how she came with that test.
Wow.
When she came with that test, it was positive. She was crying. I've not seen a client cry before. She said, when my wife was trying to console her, she told my wife that you don't know. That you know that even when she mentioned this product to the husband, KD product, the first thing the husband asked her was which of the countries? He said China. Say Chinese herbs. Of all the products you have taken, all the doctors you have consulted overseas, they've not been able to find solution. Is it that how much is the product? Then Golden Seeds was I think less than 6,000 naira. So please don't mention 6,000. I said 6,000 naira product will do a job of product that have paid in millions if you convert in a dollar. And so the husband never wanted to listen to her. So she sneaked into Nigeria for something else. So when she now took him now, and she has given my wife this story. My wife now said, wow, it means you're going to call the husband that doesn't believe that KD product is wonderful. She said, no, she's not going to call the husband. My wife said, why? She said, even if I call my husband and show him this result, you will still not believe. Why? Because they never believe that KD can be the changer. So now the wife, the lady said, okay, that she's going to keep it to herself until the husband will see her and say, what is happening? You're growing fat. This side, that's okay. So now the husband will believe. To cut the story short, she has given birth and she has sent so many referrals to my wife, and many of them have also conceived.
Wow.
So in answering your question, this is how a value, can trigger repeat patronage. As a networker, I've tried to talk the lady into this thing, but she told me that she's comfortable buying products. I don't know what she does professionally. You know, so that's okay. It's not a must. As long as you're listening to her product. So she's so bonded to my wife that everything, when she have a headache, I have nothing to do, she'll call my wife. Yes, because somebody who can break such genes, you have traveled all over, and you couldn't get pregnant. Just golden seeds and other KD products. Just I think a course or two courses, and that was how she changed. And you know the funny thing, she said that her body now is open for another pregnancy. So when this product, so in a nutshell, you must be sincere and be driven by selflessness, not selfishness.
Exactly.
Assuming my wife was not driven by selflessness, she would have been interested more in how to collect money from the lady. She would have given her this product, giving her other product that will counter other things. If golden seeds is supposed to move like this, you give another product that will knock it out. Because you're looking for there are people who do that. When you come for a simple issue that borders on constipation, they will give up to 10 products. So the product that is supposed to work for the constipation, we look for how other ones will fight it and nothing happens. So my wife just placed her on that because she was interested in value. So to answer your question directly, because now she had that value led to continue, and that is why we are still doing good.
Super interesting. All right, we really have to go. But before we go, sir, your words, word of advice for network marketers who want to stand out by offering value to their customers and to their prospects.
It is simple. Like I said before, you must understand that this industry is professional. You don't come in like you're coming to do a passive business. If you understand it from this point, it is almost easy for you. When I first joined this business, my attention first was how to get the knowledge, not quick money. So I know that the money will come. When you see, you need to lay a foundation for the money to come. And when the money starts coming, let it keep coming. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to build on something. So then this was where we are holding seminar in this head office where I am now, this building. Then I stayed in somewhere in New Okoba. I was struggling to get money for transportation twice in a week to attend seminar. And I didn't just attend seminar, I make researches, I ask questions, I read. You don't get employed as a civil servant and you're going to work there for 35 years for retirement. Every day you go doing the same routine. You carry file from A to B. Tomorrow you come back, if you return the file, next day, and you don't complain. And here you are asked to do just for a year or two and stabilize yourself, and you're being so impatient. It doesn't work that way. So it's a stage. First, the moment, that is why in my character, once I get you registered in this business, the first thing I tell you is read your manual. I don't ask you to, once you ask me any question, I'll say, no. There'll be time for this question. What I want you to do now is go and read that manual. It was that manual that I read that gave me all the information I needed. Even what somebody cannot explain to me. Exactly. It's already in the manual. That manual is so articulate, very robust, very educative, very standard. A lot of persons turn it to pillow. They don't open it. Somebody will be asking me, what does golden seeds do? Meanwhile, look at it in your manual. So people who do that are people who are in the fast lane. You think once you enter this business, they are sharing money. No. It's without any physical thing I'm giving. It's just by adding value in terms of knowledge. So if you want to be successful in this business, seek knowledge first. Then every other thing will follow.
All right. Quickly, we have Polo Ajibade. It's a nice one. Keep it up. We're proud of you. Watching from Calabar. Thank you, Mr. Polo Ajibade. Then we have Daniel Damson. So, okay, thank you so much for watching on IG. Thank you. We have Chikeze Grace. He said presentation, communication skills. People said you right on. Thank you so much for watching Chikeze Grace. Then we have a question from Adamu Ibrahim Alaji. Adamu Ibrahim, if we, this is actually a topic on its own, you know. I don't even think we have the time to touch on it. It says, how can we use AI to build and maintain customer database? Okay, Elijah Adamu Ibrahim, I promise you we would treat this as a topic because we really have to call it a day on this edition of Talk to Kedi. But before we do that, let me give you a top tip for today. Don't focus on selling. On selling alone. Selling is important, but don't focus on selling alone. Rather, focus on offering value and impacting lives. You must have heard that over and over again from Mr. Nsirimobi. When you shift your focus from just making sales to making a difference, success will naturally follow. That's what it said. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this edition of Talk to Kedi. Special thanks to our guests. Thank you so much for coming. I really honor you. Thank you, sir. And to all our viewers, thank you so much for watching. If you tuned in late, you missed over, not to worry. The full video will be on our Facebook account, Kedi Headquarters Lagos. It will be on our Facebook page at Kedi Healthcare Industries. To be on our Instagram page at Kedi Healthcare_official. It will be on our YouTube channel at Kedi Healthcare. To also be on our mobile application, Kedi Care app. Okay, so choose any of these platforms. Sit back and watch the full video. Trust me, if you don't learn anything, call my number and charge me to calls. You will definitely learn a thing or two. Honestly, I have fun and I really enjoyed myself today. Thank you so much for coming, sir. Till I come your way next time, keep doing your business, be focused, and you will win. Bye for now.